Hello, Department of Criminal Justice faculty, your favorite associate dean, ringing in on this, just kind of an update and not an announcement, just some feedback, etc. And really, primarily, I want to give a big shout out to the team leads who've done a remarkable job. If you've heard from them, it's about full-on support, but they're experts as it relates to online learning. They've done a lot of research, a lot of reading, and their experience really matters too as well. They know our student. They know we have an open enrollment classroom, right? Open enrollment university with a mosaic of different learning styles, stages of growth, etc. And it's very difficult to teach in that environment because we ask a lot of you, but it's all based upon research. And when the team leads are looking at what you're doing in the classroom, it has a direct alignment to some element, some facet of research into how students, adult learners, I should say, learn online and what they need. And they do need consistency. They need personalization. They need to be validated, again, for many of them for the very first time. All right. They need appreciation. And I always tell everybody the same thing. You've heard it from me before. I've never read an end of term comment from a student that said, I loved Mod 5 for that essay. No, they say, Professor so and so took the time, just, walk me through an assignment on the phone. I didn't understand it, which is going to be really kind of natural to a text only environment. It's all about reading or missing what has been typed into the content, whatever. And that's just part and parcel to some of the idiosyncrasies and the challenges of online reading. That's for another day. But I want to give a shout out to the team leads for their support, especially since we're experiencing monumental growth right now at the university, online specific, naturally. Anyway, I wanted to call your attention to the CJ Career Council page. And most, if not all, of your courses have a direct link to this. And as you can see here, we spotlight faculty. And this is some of our new people. I'm sorry about Michael Peck. The photograph we had was a little bit blurry. Would have loved to put it in there. But we want to welcome all the new faculty once again, last term and as well as this term. And we are a very popular university to teach at. Right now, faculty recruiting told me that they have around 500 applicants sitting in the application box and not been touched yet. So it really is a very good full-on support, and which is something I want to reiterate. CJ faculty are unique. The demands in your time are unique. Many of our great faculty are they're first responders. They're on the front lines, and they were going to court, and they're working overtime and details and family and things like that. We know that. As long as you let us know, then we can have your back. In other words, we can support you. If something comes up with your family or your job, whatever, let your team lead know, let me know so we can support you. You know that we're making a major adjustment with the global campus faculty, and if you've received messages about having missed something in your course from them, they're still working that out. It should be effective. It's needed because of our growth. There's no way one particular dean, i.e. me, can do all of the things that need to be done. We have some major projects going on right now, as you well know, and they're all very good things. So a lot of great things are happening in spite of, the pandemic, etc. So just anyway, we want to thank all of you for the work that you do, and we like to highlight that work and show off, show off who we are, illuminate. So that's why we have an available CJ Mentors tab on this page. If you are interested in being, quote, a mentor, what does that mean? We have them all broken out. We have them broken out into different, say, segments of the CJ system, et cetera. So if the student says, I want to be an investigator, et cetera, they can click on that and they'll get a couple of names that they can reach out to. As you can see, Ben Parks and Joe Davis have volunteered their names. So that's really a great thing that we have. And if you'd like to do that, you'd like to be put on there, and I don't think any one of them have been in particular been overwhelmed with requests for some guidance, relative to a career. I haven't heard that yet, but it has been effective for those students that have had the chance to reach out, and they also post on here, and you can post on here too. So they have questions, It's a great, very, very kinesthetic way to reach out and let the students know that the CG program is not just confined to the classroom. Right? There's a lot of great things going on here with this page. So I highly recommend you take a look at it. We'll be changing spotlights in a couple of weeks, etc. We want to make sure that I try to do the best I can along with the team leads to integrate everybody, so that you're not alone out there in the psychologically disconnected world of the asynchronous learning environment. And long story short, it's a lot of work. We do appreciate it. Um, we are an intense environment. The expectations are high, but that speaks directly to the excellent retention rate we have. And it really is relying upon, again, your consistency, your personalization, your explicit feedback, and all those other things that you do for your students, i.e., maybe getting on the phone and walking them through an assignment, that type of thing. They really need that. And that could be a high performing, highly intelligent student, but they still need guidance in this environment. It's not the same, as you well know, as brick and mortar, where they can raise their hand and get an immediate response and work out a problem right away. That doesn't happen here, right? So if a student you miss a student's their post or whatever, or they have a question, you have to understand something. If it's not answered within that 2-day framework, think about what happened. Think about what happens to their week. They plan their weeks. Students have told me this time and time again. They plan their weeks based upon the feedback, the questions answered, but most notably announcements and how they should prepare their week, because they're preparing it around their jobs and their families, etc. So always remember that, how critical you are to the student's ability to plan for success. All right. So that's one of the reasons why you will hear from us, and you hear from team leads, and you hear from GC faculty, to make sure that you're in the course, really doing all that you can throughout the week, demonstrating consistency and zeal for not just the content and the discipline, but for the students and their success as well. You are their bridge to success. You are their hero. Even though you're on the other side of the world behind a keyboard, you are it for them. That one thing you could say to that student at that one particular time could really literally be a game changer, change their entire trajectory. That's how important, that's how reliant they are on you. You're not vending machines or automatons. You're people, you're professionals. And if you put your compassion first, content follows. And that has been proven over and over again. So anyway, thanks for listening. Again, this is the CJ Career Council page. Thanks for really doing all the great work that you're doing to support our students here at SNU Global, and in particular the Department of Criminal Justice. Thank you. And as always, two things: I have your back, and please be safe.